My topic is digital transformation with AI. So it's basically, as you rightly said in the beginning, transformation, digital. These are the keywords, and of course AI. So this digital transformation, AI. These three words you put in any place, it makes a lot of sense, and that is what is the prime mover of today's industry. So I in my 45 to probably 55 minutes session, so I'll talk about these few things. So I'll introduce the AI, and we are into the AI transformer era. So the transform. So I'll talk about why we call it the transformer era in AI, and then we'll quickly delve into two key topics of AI, which is one of two of the core areas, the CNN, which is driving the computer vision revolution using AI, and that's actually the eye of AI. So we'll talk about a few work we have done and the cases we are solving and how we are working on those technologies. And the second, very important, is the conversational AI. So that is where a lot of things happening in AI, and a lot of our automation focus today is powered by some of this conversational AI interface. And third, we'll touch upon is automation and AI, like how this industry is moving towards automation to a intelligent automation. So we'll talk about how intelligent automation, that intelligent is provided by the AI technology. And finally, I'm talking to a young students and who will be into the workforce in soon enough, and the future of work. So let's do a crystal ball gauging of how this future is going to look when it comes to the work of the professionals. So what are the key learnings we should have? What are the key technologies? So some of the seminars I have been attending last few months in this pandemic, and this pandemic has actually in a way, blessing in disguise. You get a lot of webinars. You are peeping into somebody else's boardroom, what they're discussing, and they're sharing a lot of their experiences. So it has been a great learning sessions in this pandemic. And I am myself attending 3-4 webinars every week, and there are lots of learning which is happening in real time. So we'll probably talk about some of those learnings from those in a future of work session. So that's the topic of today's discussion. Yeah. So when I introduce AI, so this is a picture which probably often you will see. This is the big data of 1939. So what is here? A group of ladies sorting meticulously the tickets thrown by those travelers in the London Underground. So earlier days, they used to get a punch ticket, and this punch ticket used to be thrown in the platform and everywhere else, like you have seen other places. And their job was to collect everything and then sort it out station by station, junction by junction, and see how people move across. So that was the big data. So of course, there is a lot of data, a lot of manual sorting. We are doing all these things today, but in a more organized digital platform. So, but if you talk about big data, yes, it started all the way back 1939. So there were always a inherent curiosity in business to understand how things happen and how the dynamics change. So that is where you start, and you start with the data. Desktop is a visible transformation which you are seeing. 1980s desktop, again a very popular image. You see a desktop of a very highly productive professional will have hundreds of gadgets onto the thing. You have a printer, this, that, a lot of things onto the desktop. But today, 2019 or today 2020, you have nothing. You just have one computer and one mobile phone, and you have everything on earth. You want to access anyone, you want to talk to anyone, you want to see anyone, you basically, it's a great transformation from less than 30 to 40 years. So there are massive transformations, and that's the most visible part of the transformation we can see in this diagram. This is another anecdote. You are more connected. A farmer in Africa has more connection and data what a US president had 18 years ago. So you all know US president is a very important guy. He is a very important position, and he is flooded with data informations around the clock. But in just 18 years, the data he had today, a African farmer in a remote village outnumbers the amount of information they have with a simple smartphone or even a very entry-level smartphone. So that's the power. I mean, we have gone from, say, nowhere to like deluged with data. So we call it a singularity moment. Singularity moment is people are talking about. Why? Because we are seeing the signs where the machine intelligence has started exceeding and outperforming the human intelligence. So if you see this red line, human intellect, see, we are a biological species. Our evolution is very slow. We took millions of years to evolve, and we are still evolving. We are still becoming intelligent. Every generation is a, a micro or milli amount of intelligent than the previous generations. However, that is too slow, and machines are learning faster and faster. So it is now that inflection point, or people call it singularity moment, where it exceeding the capacity of human. You are seeing there are decision support system used by doctors to diagnose cancers, and they are doing far better than a human diagnosed. And every places, some places you have seen there are conversation happening. You cannot even distinguish whether it is a robot talking or a human being talking. So there is something called Turing test. So this Turing test was designed to distinguish between as a human versus, or a live agent versus a bot. But today, every day, bots are actually breaking the Turing test and going into that side. So that's what is called a singularity moment. And soon we'll have transhuman. So it will be basically it is a combination of human plus transhumans, which will be the thing. So there is a beautiful article on this. You can probably read and in a later reference. So it is called the age of transformers for AI. So recently, Washington Post ran a campaign or a session calling Transformers, Artificial Intelligence. The word transformer came from Google when they recently, or not recently, just a couple of years back, they released a set of language models. They called it transformers.